We got ourselves Team 2 ready to go with Flexi, going that Orc, going the normal Orc, or Magar, going that full Venti Orc, dude, the full Van Helsing look. I like it. We got ourselves NYC God with a big old purple blade that looks like, not even like a two-hander, looks like a one-hander. But the Paladin looking like a Power Ranger. I like it, that look. Got us Squiddles looking like a madman that he is with Rakulin, the Frost DK, Frost DK, as well as Skills Hunter on a Feral Druid. Versus Team 1, they're missing one, but hopefully they'll load in. We got ourselves CB Zeus as a Demonology Warlock with Faded X in the back as an Assassination Subtlety Rogue. Hellrock as a Marksman Hunter, and Chicago coming in as that Elemental. Oh, long day of mining for Chicago. And now it's time to actually just go stretch your legs outside of the mine shaft and slap some booties around in the 5-5. So hopefully Team 1 will get their fifth to load in. What's up, Bitter? How you doing, my man? Hi, Dal. How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. These are great for learning cities and stuff. That's what I think too. Yeah, Duels is a perfect opportunity to like Duels is the best way in WoW in general to like learn what the other player does, what the other class does. And the Duels and the 5-5s gives you an idea of like how can you sustain your character, how can you time and rotate your cooldowns to like match from one person to the next to the next. I think it can be a learning experience for a lot of you. Big leg sweep under the CB Zeus, gonna be the pet stun as well. More to call as it trickles out of the leg sweep a little bit late, but it's gonna chain a fear onto Quiddles. Is he playing out the Necrolord Warlock Legendary? Gonna be the Tyrant coming down, but Quiddles is doing A-okay. Obelisk is down a massive damage onto CB. He's gonna go for the port, and that's gonna be Quiddles catching up right after him. Gonna be big movement with that Soul Shape into the gateway, stunning Quiddles out in the open, but looks like the monkey's gonna be okay. The Demon Bolt comes in. I don't think CB Zeus is playing the Demonology Warlock or the Warlock Necrolord Legendary, even though we've seen just how good it was from your boy Yasha on EU. Quiddles is going to generate some holy power. Actually taking out the pet. CB Zeus, unless he's careful, he needs to resummon the pet very quickly. Fell Dom really quickly to summon up on your pet. That's going to be Quiddles doing quite a bit of damage to CB. Into the Disrupt on the Fear. Could be really bad for the Warlock. Whirling Dragon Punch, shaking him out as the animation just follows through, even through a stun. And it looks like Chicago is going to be next, going for a little bit of a bow with Quiddles, as he goes for a bit of an honor bow as well. And Chicago wants to give him a full honor duel. Again, we are missing one person on Team 1. Hopefully we'll get him in there. Hello, YouTube. What's up, Horde? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one, guy. Now, I want to see you play, dude. That'd be kind of fun. Pop off on the outlaw for a bit. Like the last ultra Quiddles, it's going to get knocked back, and that's going to be Chicago with that upper position, catching him in the trap, in the fence, the electric fence totem. Quiddles getting booped around there for a little bit, but does focus the totem as soon as he can. Flesh got back up, so he's gonna have himself a little bit actually defensive, and that's something I've seen a lot more. Monks rolling that Flesh Cuff, rolling that Necro with the Bone Dust Brew. That can be quite a bit of damage together. Fist of Fury flying versus Chicago. And they are going to get a little bit counter-offensive. Going to be a lasso onto Quiddles, looking to burn through that Flesh Cap. Is going to be able to get rid of it. The Fire Ellie putting in a little bit of pressure onto Quiddles. Leg sweep onto the Elemental as well as the Shaman. Going to be the Bone Dust Brew, and Chicago triggers for it with the wall. Try to go for a Hex versus Quiddles. Do they go for it? Could be an interrupt, but Quiddles does go for the Spearhead Strike into a Flesh Cap by Chicago. You either interrupt that Hex and get CC'd and watch a full Flesh Cap go through unless you got a Trinket, or you interrupt it and watch a full Flesh Cap go through. Either way. Stormkeeper gets it up for Chicago. Flesh Cap no longer available. Quiddles popping a wall. There goes the Karma onto that first Zap. Chicago is just looking to zap through the Karma ASAP. Looks like they were able to burn quite a bit of damage through it. Is Quiddles playing the Ring of Peace, or is he playing... Or is he playing the Good Karma? I want to say Good Karma because I didn't see him use the Ring of Peace so far. Chicago and Quiddles going for a little bit of a reset with their health bars. Quiddles is going to have to take a couple of globals to do so. Chicago trying to see if he can boop him into the totem. Looks like Quiddles is going to stand his ground. Massive Earth Shock does pull him behind the pillar, though, immediately. Chicago maintaining that Earth Shield. Is Chicago still playing Earth Shield Lego, by the way? Is that still the Elemental Shaman Legendary for PvP? I think they might have nerfed that one slightly, didn't they? I could be wrong. Bone Dust Brew for Quiddles with Images doing quite a bit of damage to Chicago. Could be really bad. Chicago popping in Wall Trinket, you know, to give himself that extra Battle Masters. Healing Surges coming out. Do they have anything to follow? Just trying to see if he can juke a kick out of Quiddles. Does roll the Ring of Peace. So we do see the Ring of Peace coming out. Stun onto Quiddles, maybe with a Hex by Chicago. No interrupt for Quiddles for quite a bit. And Chicago looking to set himself up some damage. Just have a big old wall available. Stormkeeper getting set up. Quiddles, as soon as he sees the hand go whoop, summoning all that lightning into the powerful Fist of Chicago, just backs up out of there immediately. Better not overstay the welcome at all, Chicago. Swapping out to Elisha, I was going to say Elemental Shield for a second. Flesh got back up for Quiddles. Chicago has wall back up. Earth Elemental is going to be on side by side, providing extra stones to follow up the Lightning Lasso for Chicago if they need it. Trying to see if he can catch Quiddles. Does catch him. The electric fence totem doing a good job keeping Quiddles in place. Is forced to turn around and actually tag the totem. Does have a couple abilities to deal with it though. Big knockback. Squiddle setting up a leg sweep onto Chicago. Does he have the Bone Dust Brew? Is going to drop it down onto Chicago. Walling does damage off. Squiddles is going to have Zuen images and everything available. Could be lots of damage for Chicago. Do they go for the interrupt? Going to be a Hex out of Chicago. Do they have the Fleshcraft? I believe so. They do. And Quiddles, you're just going to have to watch the big green marble covering Chicago's health, keeping him alive and healthy. Lightning Lasso is a fire elemental joining the fight. Big meteor dropping down onto Quiddles. It's going to be ring up a buddy bot for Quiddles. Is at least going to be able to deal with Chicago, catching up on a little bit of healing. The pet is up and around. And actually having the pet side by side does give Quiddles an extra debuff to put up for the spin and crank kick procs. Just a slight extra damage increase together with the bundles brew though. It's pretty good. I think it actually spam it basically with bundles brew if it wants to. Hex onto Quiddles does not prevent, or does not really, I guess, couldn't really stop his Fist of Fury. He didn't have an interrupt anyway. And that's going to be Chicago trying to see if he can set up a big lava burst. Quiddles is not completely healthy. No more karma. That's going to be the totem somehow not catching him. I don't even know how that didn't happen. I feel like he should have been in it. What? That's a little weird. Lightning Lasso by Chicago. Quiddles is going to go trinket out of it. Bone Dust Brew dropping in. Going to be Hex trying to come out. Do they get a Hex? Do they get a kick out of Quiddles? They don't go for the kick. Just continue for the damage. Wasn't sure if you want to juke or not. Could have kicked it if you wanted to, but just wanted to continue the burst, it looks like. Chicago not completely out safely here. Maybe has a knockback for Quiddles. Is going to use that knock. Try to catch up on a little bit of healing. Quiddles super quick. Just drag and kick it up to Chicago. Interrupt him on a cast immediately. Quiddles shouldn't be able to do much against Chicago at this point. Should be free casting actually. Unless he wants to in-cap him. Chicago recovered quite a lot of health. Only 8% dampening, so they're doing A-okay. Quiddles has quite a bit of burst, but his sustained damage is not a good. Monk is a hit-and-run kind of spec. Like Moonwalker in particular is a hit-and-run spec, hit-and-run class, I guess, in general for PvP. Unless you healer or tank. I don't even know if Brewmaster's ever played in PvP, honestly. Fist of Fury flying for Quiddles. Chicago with that Earth Shield, breaking through the Flesh Cup pretty quickly. Gonna be that Static Link Totem. Maybe Quiddles gonna focus it, does focus it, and is gonna miss that interrupt on the Hex. But does at least stop Quiddles in place for a moment. Chicago swapping up shields for a bit. Is gonna get a Lightning Lasso into Quiddles. Significant amount of damage here. The Zuen is out, so for Quiddles, he wants to make some damage happen. Does he have the Bone Dust Brew? Gonna be a knockback. Doesn't quite go far. Did set himself up a port just in case. And just I think instinctually went to use the port either way. Quiddles though, kind of lowish on health. Does have Popcorn and the Fist of Fury just punch it. And Chicago is gonna get that interrupt onto the Hex. Free Flash Cup for Chicago. So she'd be able to maintain herself for quite a bit here. Stormkeeper's up and running. Quiddles without karma as he doesn't want those zaps to go through. It looks like Chicago's just gonna melt right through the karma. They don't really care. And that's going to be a lasso onto Quiddles. Does he have a backup? He doesn't have the port to back and retreat. So he's going to have to look for line of sight. Going to be images available. Going to be massive Earthshock. In cap on Chicago, keeping him up above. And that's going to be Quiddles looking for that recovery. In cap still holding on to Chicago. And Chicago could go for a very defensive play here. Healing surges are up. Going to be images on him. And Quiddles is just going to maintain his healing as best as he can. At least for the time being. Going to be that totem getting taken down immediately. Quiddles doesn't want to be put in place, dude. He got mobility and he wants to use it. And is able to actually recover quite a lot of health at 80% dampening. Meteor with a light lasso collapsing together. Chicago able to do quite a bit of damage. Put some pressure on Quiddles. Gonna be some healing for the Shaman. Oh, big lava burst for Chicago. Massive proc Quiddles. Super low on health. Fire Elemental on one hand. Actually gonna be able to do quite a bit of damage on the side unless he gets line of sighted. And gonna be another lava burst setup by Chicago. Lexium defensively for Quiddles. Actually on the back foot for a bit. Is it gonna be able to return and recover this? In cap onto Chicago as the one to go for a big Stonekeeper setup. Still has big lava burst available. Likely Quiddles catching up on a ton of health with a Fleshcraft to follow. Did use Lexium defensively, so he will not have a way to lock down Chicago at all. That's gonna be Stormkeeper. No interrupt on Quiddles. Does he go for it? Does try to go for it, and Chicago is free to cast right now. They wanna no Lexium. Quiddles does have defenses. The Bone Dust Brew thrown down to Chicago. With the win, could be really bad for the Shaman. Oh, Quiddles does make a comeback at the end anyway. He had to play that Lexium defensively, but he was a-okay. But he was a-okay either way. Faded is gonna be the sub rogue to hopefully take Quiddles down, but does Quiddles go down here, dude? This mysterious orc with his Laughing Skull mask, I believe it is, from WoW. He got them Laughing Skull weapons too, like all the hanging chains effect. It looks fantastic. It looks really good. Pre-walling the opener by Faded. Gonna be full Shadow Blades and everything. Ventier go. That's gonna be a Vanish out of Faded. I think it was going for 100% crit setup. Look at just and Kuda's whole career right now. Kuda's does catch him in cap. Is trying to see if he can vilify this off of him. Blind onto the Monk. No chicken available. I think Faded is just trying to all in the Monk. Maybe he's playing that. No, he's not even playing the 2-minute Shadow Blades. He's playing the full 3-minute Shadow Blades. Uses Vantage just to give himself 100% crit. Just really thought he could just get a full one-shot. Kidney shot into Quiddles. Does he survive it? He does not. Not enough defensives. Not enough trinkets in the world. Skills Hunter is up next as a Feral Druid. It's going to be really up to Faded to try to see if you could just kind of soften the team too. If Held Rock, since we didn't get a 5th in Team 1, is even to have a chance of this. A nice bow for the other team, dude. The honorable bow continues though. As we head in that 10-minute mark, 31% yep, but not a lot of healing is going to be available. So for Team 2, you got NYC God. We got ourselves Skills Hunter that are very heal-based. Faded is very CDs-based, very defensive-based. So him just using his defensive property, rotating him, ignoring as much damage as he can, is actually just his home field right now. Kidney shot by Faded with a full flagellation. Wait, he's just going in. He just doesn't even care. The druid does go for a trick and cheap shot immediately. Wait, Faded with a Vanish 100% crit and still has the Seed Poncho burn through. He just didn't care. He just went in for a full kidney flagellation. Might as well just burn through the bear. Might as well pressure him. And Flexing is going to be up next. Throws a Hunter's Mark onto Faded, which is a little bit BM because now he'll see the rogue in the opener, but Faded wants to give him that honor though. So that's going to be a little, unless Flexing is okay with him getting opened on, like Faded, there's no way he catches a reset opener. It looks like he just won't be able to trick us out of the sun immediately. Going versus Flexing into a kidney shot out immediately. Going to be a trick and trap onto Faded. As he's just popping off no stops, he knows that it is 46% dampening. It's not a good position to be in. Cloak of Shadows as well as the Shadow Meld for Faded. Smoke Bomb just to create some line of sight for a second. If he can dodge the pets from Flexing, he might be able to catch a reset. It looks like he's able to do that easily. So Faded at least forced to trick it out of Flexing. He could have himself a big go. Shadow Blade's available. Looks like Flexing was able to fight Faded. Shadow steps on top of the Hunter. Cheap shot to follow. Is going to be Pet Sack. Trying to see if he can live this. Shackles of Malediction for the Rogue. Does go for a feign death. Going to be evasion for the Rogue right now. Flexing looked to just juke out of there. Sprinting out of that position. Faded can't really go far with a Tar Trap. Just trying to keep himself afloat as best he can. Sipping Cup available. But not a lot of defenses left. He's going to go for a short kidney shot onto Flexing. But he doesn't really have anything to follow off. Flexing looks like has him pinned, kill shot away and taking him out. I feel like getting that Hunter's Mark in the opener just kind of soiled the plan for the Rogue completely. And Held Rock is going to got in the open. Flexing, popping into camera, and Held Rock knows that the duel is already beginning. 51% dampening. If we can just find where Flexing is at, hanging on the corner. And Held Rock, does he play with a pet? You know, Marksman Hunter, unlikely. So he's either thinking, okay, he's either in obvious spots, sees the pet, he knows where Flexing is, dude. Kyrian, go, Bo! He's actually come out of there. No light of sight is going to help you. Fainting. Away from the rapid fire. Big aim shot to follow by Held Rock, though. Going to be immediate turtle by Flexing. And that's going to be a freezing trap onto the pet. Held Rock in the freezing trap. Looks like Flexing should be able to get the opener. And it looks like that is going to be a Held Rock with a pet of his own, actually. Looks like the pet is going to be up and about. Held Rock. Trinkets out of it. Trinkets. What did Trinkets stun? He triggered something. Flexing actually super low. Wait, this could be really good for Held Rock. He has Flexing on the ropes right now. Flexing needs to line aside as best as he can. Just don't even let a rapid fire hit you. Big kill shots by Held Rock into Chimeric. And it looks like Held Rock does snipe the Hunter. NYC God, I think he's just charging at him. I don't think he's going to give him much of a go. Maybe actually turning around, picking up the eye. Not going to play these games with Held Rock. And Held Rock taking a page out of Flexing's book. I'm just going to sit in the corner. Does NYC know? Does he know? Does he see him? I think he does. That's going to be a freezing trap for the Paladin immediately. Held Rock just sees himself still keeping that camo. So he's actually still alive and still handy. He's going to revive the pets and that thing did go down, I guess, to Flexing. But he's going to get himself the pet for that pet sack, sending the pet at NYC immediately. It looks like the Hunter pet is going to get found. Binding shot onto NYC. Go for the big... Is that the big Korean go? Held Rock actually getting some sizable damage on NYC. Might enter bubble. It does go for the bubble. Held Rock still has a turtle. Juking out NYC. Wait, this could be really exceptionally bad for Paladin. Just a kill shot away. Oh, scatter shot on the Hodge. Held Rock does not have a chicken. Paladin could end it right here. If he has blind, he could end it. Does he have the blind? Could be anyone's game right now. Does he have the blind? I don't think he does. Rapid fire, maybe kill shot to follow. Ooh, Held Rock holding on. And Rakilan going for the immediate grip. Watch a Held Rock with a grippy hand. Turtle shows up for Held Rock. He's going to get Yoing back to the grippy hand. Freezing Trap on the wreck. He is definitely going to get Yoing back. Unless he can just maintain that mobility, he just used to keep the range away from Wreck. Wreck without Flashcraft, it is going to give him a bit of a shield, but it's 64% dampening. What can you do? Can Held Rock just end this duel, dude? Can he really just hold it off for his team? That Paladin kill was a nice big hit. Held Rock getting himself big procs onto Wreck. Was that a steady shot that he shot at him or something? Kyrian setup coming down. Wreck interrupting that tap. Gonna be rapid fire, double tap. Freeze onto Held Rock. Wreck at no health at all. It's a scatter shot. He has his health necrotic down. Gonna be aim shots to follow. Rapid fire, maybe an executor. And Wreck does go down. Held Rock just bringing in the nuke instead of arrows. This man holding it on for his team, dude. Holding on like a rock, dude. Everybody needs that rock in their life, and Held Rock is the guy that you would literally hold rock. You get what I mean. But that was fantastic, dude. That was awesome.